I heard you were at the station. Is Haugen putting the search back on for Orson? No. Why were you there then?
Oh God. Britt. I'm in trouble.
Astrid, talk to me. What happened?
Haugen found a glove in my car.
A glove? What glove?
Orson's. It was covered in blood.
Why was there blood on Orson's glove, and how did it get in your car?
I don't know.
Astrid, did you do anything?
No, goddammit. And how could you even say that?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean... This is bad, Astrid.
I don't need to be told that.
I mean, this is really bad because Niels is back in town. So, he's a podcaster now. Has quite a following.
And why is that bad exactly?
Because he talks about true crime. He covered that killer in Brussels. Did an episode on those cult murders in Sweden. And now he's talking about us. If he finds out that you're under investigation... Look, a new episode just dropped.
I think Brett has something to do with the disappearance.
Hello, faithful listeners. We have some major developments to talk about. Not only has Orson Johansson's disappearance escalated into a murder investigation, but the prime suspect is none other than Orson's mother, Astrid Johansson. Apparently, the police were led to this gruesome discovery by an anonymous tip. How could a mother kill her own son? What a monster.
Shit. Everyone knows. I'm so fucked.
Hey, don't freak out.
Too late.
Wait. When did you find out Niels was back in town?
I don't know. Not that long ago.
Have you been in touch with him?
Of course not. Why would you?
Because you walk in and say he started his podcast, and Niels suddenly has all this secret information about the investigation. Did you say anything to him?
Stop. You're being paranoid. I'm your sister. We'll figure this out together.
Together?
Why are you looking at me like that?
Were you the one who turned in Orson's glove to Haugen?
What?
Yes, she did.
No. How could you say that?
Let me guess. You thought you were doing the right thing. Where are you going?
I don't have to listen to this. I'm so sick of your endless accusations. You've treated me like shit my whole life, and I'm done.
Go ahead and run away like you usually do.
You know what, Astrid? You're just like Mama.
Ooh. Sick burn.
Welcome back, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed that scene. I mean, there was a lot in there. Again, that line at the end, "You're just like Mama." After we've seen everything about Ingrid, quite the insult here. Right, Noah?
Brutal. Yeah, while we were watching it, I was telling Eduardo that I went through all kinds of emotions watching it for the first time. I feel really bad for Astrid in this whole thing. Her dad wants, first of all, what's this like gaslighting that Carl is up to? He saw monsters himself. He just got blamed for Ingrid's death, and he doesn't believe Astrid all of a sudden. Now, it was full of twists and turns, this scene. You know, we got introduced also to Niels and their podcast, the True Crime podcast, that is actively pursuing this investigation of where is Orson, with Astrid being the prime suspect. And I don't know, I was like watching Brit and I was like, I don't know if I trust her. Like, what do you think, Eduardo? Do you think she gave the glove to Haugen? She's coming from a rehabs. She doesn't know anything about being a single mother.
No, I mean, you're correct here, right? Carl essentially not defending. It's really funny. In like a week, it feels like Astrid is being left on her own. Like all her support around her is collapsing. It's just unbelievable. By the way, we have again, we'll spoil this in the post show. Chad is a little bit doing a comeback. Locust in our chat is saying that both myself and Noah were wearing white, associated, and we're dressed properly for the ice bar. But of course, we were just watching. It makes sense, right? We were watching Brit and Astrid from the other side of the bar. We want to make sure we have the right perspective shared with all of you at home. But no, that's the thing, Noah. You are correct. Everything around this is kind of weird, and I wonder how Astrid's going to deal with this. That to me is the main question, because so far Astrid, like from the audience decisions, have been really on redemption. There was a few choices that were a little bit different, especially I remember that suffering option with regards to her mother, and a damnation option with Brit recently as well. Now we're gonna actually start talking about Fate and Hope, because that's what matters too, is like the long-term arcs of our characters. No, if you could explain a little bit about Fate and Hope.
You know I love to explain about fate and hope. Decisions and endurance scenes and the puzzles, all of those contribute to whether or not we'll face redemption, suffering, or damnation in the grand Silent Hill Ascension finale. And their fate is decided, of course, across the season. So a character's hope needs to be high enough for them to survive a crucial story moment. So, Eduardo, what does that mean?
Sure, of course. So one of the key things from it, right, is that basically, if you think about the decisions as like moments in time, the kind of fate is the some outcome of those decisions over time that are impacting the characters, whereas hope is kind of what's going on with them, as they go through the story, events happen to them, so those will knock back or allow them to feel like things are going well enough. Now, one aspect to see that is that the characters where you can influence the decisions have hope. They have a hope meter. So when that character disappears or dies, in the case of Toby, for example, that hope vanishes. When that character is somebody whose decisions you can affect, such as Eric, that hope is there. You get